Welcome everyone to today's video where we are going to be looking at some selection tools. So these tools allow you to select a certain part of an image and allow you to edit that part without being able to edit the parts around it. Basically, it protects the image. And we're going to have a look at that now. So if I zoom into this blood orange over here, you can clearly see obviously that images are made out of pixels. Which are just single dots of color. Now, if I choose my brush tool and I start painting, I'm basically changing the value of those pixels or the color of those pixels to black here. So let's say I wanted to change the color of these red or pinkish pixels over here, but I wanted to protect this area over here, which is white grayish. So what I could do is if I select this area over here and press enter on my keyboard, you can see now that this has formed a selection around those pixels over here. Now if I try to paint in the white area over here, it won't allow me. But if I paint inside the selected area, well then that will allow me to make some changes there. And this is just a great way of protecting your image from, unwanted modifications. So what we're going to do with this today is we're going to be selecting parts of the image and we're going to be copying and pasting those pixels into this area over here, the melon on the right hand side, and we're going to be creating a face made out of some vegetables, some fruits, some different foods. Now, just very quickly before we begin, if you wish to zoom into your image, you can use the magnifying glass and choose zoom in, and then just click slowly on the area you wish to zoom into. If you double click, if you click very fast, you run the risk of doing something like this. If this happens, don't worry too much. Just simply click the zoom out and just start clicking back out until you are in the area that you want, or the sort of zoom percentage that you want. If you want to be a bit more efficient, you can click the control key on your keyboard and use the scroll, the wheel, on your mouse to scroll into the area that you want to have a look at. So what I want to do is I want to select this carrot over here, or the pixels which are representing this carrot. So if I go up to my selection tools, I want to choose the ellipse select tool. Now notice I'm not going to start from the edge of the carrot, because if I do that, notice how the circle doesn't cover the entire shape. So what I want to do is match my mouse with the top of this carrot here, and from the side right here on this area. So now when I start dragging, that circle will encompass the entire carrot. So now that I've made the selection on this carrot, I want to go to edit, copy, edit, paste, and then once I get the data onto the layer section, I want to click on the green icon here, which will make a layer out of it, like that. And then I could use the move tool to move the carrot around. So what I could do is move the carrot here, create one of the eyes, and then I could right click the layer here, and I could click duplicate layer, and then move the other eye to the other side. So this just makes your work much more faster, really. I would strongly recommend you name your layers so you know what type of data they contain. So this one we're going to make the, let's make it the left eye. And then we're going to make this one the right eye, like this. Now, if you want to then go into a little bit more depth with these options, well, we're going to do the mouth next. So make sure you click on the original layer, because that's where you want the pixels to be copied from. And we're going to be zooming into the blood orange here. And again, we're going to use the ellipse tool. We're going to select a good portion of this of this fruit like this. Now I don't really want this area underneath it to be selected, so what I could do is, if I select the rectangle select and then I choose its options to subtract from the current selection, this one right here, then I could just simply highlight this area over here, press enter on my keyboard, and you can clearly see that it removes that from the selection. So then I can copy with Control-C, and I can paste using Control-V, and then create a layer out of it, and then I could move the blood orange to this area. But we don't want frowns, do we? We want to rotate that into a smile. So I'm going to choose my rotate tool here, click on the blood orange, and then just simply drag it and turn that frown upside down. Press enter. Maybe we could reduce the size of the blood orange a little bit, so I'm going to choose my scale tool, click on the blood orange and reduce its size, move it to the position you want, press enter again, and there we have a nice smile. All right, now to choose different objects, like for example this pasta over here that has the zigzag lines, we could use the free select tool. And so what this allows you to do is just simply click your way around the pasta like this until you are happy with a selection. I'm only going to do half of this just because I want to speed this up. So you would go around this entire area here. Once you reach the end, you're going to press enter on your keyboard, and that will have made the selection. But don't forget, don't make the mistake, you must click on the original layer down here, because that's where we want to copy and paste the pixels from. So I'm going to say Control-C, Control-V, create a new layer, and then we can simply move this pasta like this. And you know what, it kind of looks like some either nice hair, or maybe you can make a bow tie out of it. So if I duplicate this again, I could rotate the duplicate like that, and then move it to the other side like this. Now what you're going to do is you're going to use all of these fruits or all of these foods on the left hand side, and you're going to make your own face. And once you do that, you are going to submit this on Moodle. So have fun and see what you can come up with. You don't have to do it exactly like I have. For those of you who don't have GIMP installed at home, I'm going to be uploading another video which will show you how to edit this using an image editing software online, which doesn't need installation. Alright guys, all the best.